Hi, everybody, and welcome to Gloria Jean's Iwan Simonis Ride, the 9 tour. We are here tonight with Mr. Charles, the Inventor, Lakey. Okay, and Charles and I have started our collaboration, say roughly maybe 2 years ago, 2 or so years ago. We had a very first interview and decided that I wanted a tour ambassador. And Charles said, I'm in Sweden. And I can't do the accent. I can do any accents, by the way. Ask Kelly Fisher. Um, and he was kind of reluctant. He took his time to think about it. And we worked something out long distance. And we've been going strong ever since. So I really don't think he needs an introduction. But just in case, here he is. Charles, would you like to very very briefly give a shout out to your sponsors, please? The people who are supporting you as well.
Yeah, it's I do have them on my wall and behind.
Yes.
All this time, I'm really grateful for all of them. I have the RT9T tour is one of them, and well, it's been some. I think we've been on the right path ever since the beginning, because well, we're on the right track, definitely.
Yes, yes. We don't really seem to have any anything that we haven't been able to tackle thus far. Excuse me. So I see that you're really. I apologize for that, everybody. I see that you are still with BQ. Yes.
Yes, yes.
All right. And we have Iwan Simonis there. We have Diamond. We have Navigator. I
Yeah.
can't read them because they're a little backwards, but I see that you help a lot of people and you have some really great sponsors.
Yeah. It's Navigator and it's IQ. I have some on the wall, some Swedish supporters as well. And well, it's let's say we're going to Navigator is the one I've been having the longest time. And well, if I wouldn't believe in what I do, I wouldn't do it. So
Right.
that's what I'm sticking with the sponsors I have and RT9T.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I wanted to give a shout out to all of our sponsors there on the screen, but in particular, Iwan Simonis for all that they've done for us. Apparel, our new sponsor, and Mr. Jameson Daniels for his help in streaming. We just started using a new streaming process, and it looks as though it's not working quite as well as the old one. So apologies to anybody that's having some trouble viewing us. So Charles and I usually just kind of, because we know each other, we just kind of go raw and live and talk about different things. Charles and I have talked about, if you've looked at the previous interviews, we've talked about him being pretty much self-taught and believing in himself. It was one of the things that got him to where he is now. It wasn't a whole bunch of people taking him, sponsoring him, putting them under his wing. So Charles, I'd like to hear a little bit more about your story. We've heard it before. I've heard it before, but I think that it's really important for people to know, because it gives people who don't think that they have an opportunity or have been told that they don't have an opportunity, that, no matter what anyone else thinks, if you believe in yourself and you work really hard, you can get to be where you want to be. I mean, can you tell us a little bit about, your younger years and how you came to be?
Yeah, it was kind of a struggle, because I did play with a lot of friends, just for fun. And pool is any sport. If you get good at real quick, then well, then you kind of try to set yourself on another level. And I wanted to do that because my friends got better as well. But then I got rejected from the courses. I couldn't attend because they said I didn't have any talent. So I was left behind, and the others, oh, they had the courses, and so I practiced alone. I remember table 8 at the far end. I played for 2 years, 8 hours every day, except Christmas Eve because it was closed. But I just played by myself every day, and so I didn't have any patterns, no game plan. I just if I saw if the ball was clear, I wouldn't miss. But then I needed patterns, and then I tried to ask other players, got some tips from competitions, and well, that's where I am today. So it's you can't build a great pool player just by reading the book of whatever process, because everyone's different. I mean, I'm almost 6'3", and of course it's going to look different. I do
Right.
do I have my elbow out. I have my chin like half a feet above the cue. It's no problem. And it's people talk about the dominant eye. I'm right-handed. I have a dominant left eye, but it's still a myth because you have to find your own angles when you. That's where you have to practice much. So you find a
Right.
way, like what's natural, and then just go with it.
Yeah, that I'm right-handed and left eye dominant. When I play right eye dominant, I try to push myself to play right eye dominant. My game, it just goes. I mean, it goes even more downhill
Yeah,
than
that's
it
the problem.
usually does,
When
because
you start,
I'm doing the unnatural. You know, um, and when it comes to, I'm so with you when it comes to. Um, fundamentals, because not everyone, we're going by the average height, and the average height of the pool table and the average height of the person. So maybe,
yeah,
an inch or two from say 5'7", we'll just use 5'7" as an example, and you have your pendulum, and you have the cue a certain way, but the feet, aren't going to be where they are. If you're 6'3", 6'5",
yeah,
your feet might be spread apart. You have just your fundamentals are going to be definitely far different
yeah,
from someone else. You just have to do what works for you. So
yeah,
we've always agreed on that from day one. There's really no proper way. The proper way is what works for you.
yeah. The best game, everyone knows. You play your best game when you don't think. Well, it just comes natural. And that's when you have fundamentals you trust. So if you start to think where your eyes are, the feet, the elbows, everything, then you're just going to focus on your fundamentals, and you're going to miss like every shot. So just play natural, what works best for you. Some like me might have back problems, and then you can bend down the back, and then it's a problem when you're 6'3". And you have to keep your head a bit up. And I never hit center cue ball. I use my induced throw on like every shot, so I have to just align just about, and then I use the English, well, to turn them in, to throw them in right or left. So that's my way of playing. I do not recommend anyone to start playing like that, but it works. It works for me, and you have to go with what's personally best for you.
Right, right. I agree with that. There's a specific saying that you have, because everybody, we're always, first of all, we're our own worst critics, but secondly, um, we feel as though we need validation from other people. A lot of us really truly do. And when you feel confident enough, I mean, analogy. Have you ever gone to karaoke and people are singing and they're singing their hearts out and they're really truly enjoying what they do? They may not be so vocally talented, but they're having fun. They're feeding their soul, and in time, if they really really wanted to, they could get better. Um, I think that anybody who has a passion for something will succeed, and success is really um, success is not what other people think that you've accomplished, but what you think you've accomplished.
Yeah.
So I may not be able to shoot like Charles Lakey, but I feel like I've succeeded in what I've done because my path is a kind of a different one. So a lot of people, they didn't have a lot of people who don't have the the same thing that you went through. They didn't have the people standing up for them or saying, "Hey, you know, Charles is number one," or "Charles is going to be amazing." What advice? And there's a saying that you have. What advice do you have for these people who want to succeed? And what is the saying that you always use? Because it's kind of a saying that's more positive. I like the way that you word it.
Yeah, it's I usually say don't prove others are wrong, prove to yourself that you're right.
That's the one.
Um, it's you know, if a lot of when people bash on you, then you're on the right path. That's the way, because you know some people say you can't do this, you can't do that, and then you have to prove them wrong, and then you just give yourself unnecessary challenges. If you're happy with what you do, you don't have to challenge anyone. And
Right.
that's a problem when you start to think what others think. I mean, if you compete and you feel that the match is lost, and some players try to find excuses before the match is gone. They have to, you know, blame it on the no, the opponent, the chalk, the balls. They find excuses instead of just, you know, take the loss, learn something, and move on. Be better next time.
And that's so important what you said. Take the loss, learn something,
Yeah,
and move on. Learn that maybe the fact that you were thinking that there was something wrong with the table got into your head. Maybe you were trying to overcompensate. Maybe you were thinking about your opponent running out if you were to miss. There are so many things. It's such a, you know, it's such a mental game.
yeah,
And these things are basically you imploding and giving yourself an opportunity to just get your opponent back to the table. And a lot of times it really is the person, you know, themselves. You know, you
yeah,
miss a shot 99.999% of the time, not because of the pocket or the roll, but because you weren't thinking the way that you should be.
yeah. I
So,
did. I don't compete much now. I did compete a lot back in the days, and you know, some players said when I came back, we played a match, and he missed like the five, and he said I missed it because it was a really bad setup from the four.
mhm.
That's why he missed the five. I said that's just BS because you missed the five because you didn't focus on the five. You gave yourself an excuse to miss the ball, and then you can ease up. It doesn't matter if you miss because you have an excuse for it, and that's why acceptance is really important to prove. If you miss this, I mean, everyone misses setups. I miss them all the time, but I accept it, and well, it's a new deal. Just start over and focus on the right balls.
You know,
So
that's it's funny that you said that. I miss them all the time because I want to talk about the bloopers at some point because if you haven't seen Charles's bloopers, they're absolutely hysterical and they're great and they show you that no one's perfect. Charles will be the first one to say, "I'm not perfect," and when he goes, "Oh," and all you see is his head go back. It's like back to the drawing board. Um,
I, I
you
lost
know,
I lost I lost a sponsor because I posted bloopers.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Tell us about that, please.
yeah. He called me. It was a big sponsor, and he said you can't upload bloopers because you have to show that you're perfect. So I said to him on the phone, but I'm not because I practice a lot. I miss a lot. Some things I just can't do, and it's a lot of hard work. People gotta know it's a lot of hard work. So I'm gonna continue with bloopers. And it's, I can support that because you have to show that you're just perfect. So either that or we have, well, I'm not going to sponsor you anymore. So I said, well, thanks for this time and goodbye. So I hung up and haven't spoken to him since. Just send his things back because I'm not perfect. No one is. It's a lot of hard work.
No.
You can't cheat people with it. You can find a level where you never miss because there's no such thing.
And I
So,
don't mean to throw Florian in here, but Florian doesn't do things in one take either.
oh,
You know, and he's amazing. He's amazing. Please do not take this anyone as a derogatory comment. I'm just stating that if you've ever seen it, Florian Stam Howell says, "Great attitude, Charles." Hi, Ron. Ron Richardson said hello to both of us. But
yeah,
you'll see Florian do 2, 3, 4 takes. I don't know how many times people have been hit in the head with a cue ball from anyone. I mean, it's just, you know, if everybody could run racks and play so perfectly, um, we wouldn't have competitions.
no,
I mean, there wouldn't be a competition. There'd be no safe play. The game would be totally different. So I
yeah.
like it the way it is. Uh, so um, yeah. So Charles has his own style, and I really, one of the biggest things with me when I like to bring Charles on is because I like Charles to motivate people, because Charles is one of the more motivational pool players. I don't really like to call you a trick shot artist, Charles. What would you prefer I call you?
Um,
Artistic?
I don't call myself the trick shot artist as well. The thing is I'm here by myself. This is my place. It's like 2:30 a.m. in Sweden. So you don't call people 2:30 a.m. as if they want to play pool. So, but I do a lot of regular videos, a lot of drills. Sometimes I'm just kind of a little restless. I make some trick shots and keep the account warm. Uh, some people want to see trick shots, some want drills. Right now, tour, it's more educational. Uh,
Right.
we have that concept with the training sessions and the instructional videos. Um, so I do what I kind of feel like. So I have my
Yeah.
freedom here. Um, that's all I want. I can do what I love to do right here, and that works for me. That's all I want.
I mean, and you have a really nice setup. We have a diamond table there. We have Simonis
Yeah,
cloth there. We have Aramith balls. We have
yeah,
navigated
right.
chalk. We have BQQs. I don't know.
Yeah,
I say BQQs if it's
yeah,
redundant, but you have a training ball, the IQ. I'm
yeah.
getting a ton of you know billiard professor. Tony Russell says I watch Florian perform, not perfect every time. Yeah, I should be putting these up. Actually, hold on one second. Having a little trouble with that. But billiard professor. Yeah, I don't have my mouse. So it's not working. Okay, so billiard professor. Yeah, I kind of like that. I do kind of like that. Let's just let's put Sam up really quickly. So I was showing not perfect. Yep, we don't want to put the not right here. Why is my mouse not working? There we go. All right, so right here. So I know Sam Howell from like, gosh, a decade ago. Um, Sam lives over in uh, help me out here. Not Wisconsin, Minnesota. It's one of those cold states. Um, and yeah, he does have a great attitude. Just want to send a shout out to Ron Richardson, who beat Mr. Miserak there. We're going to be having Ron on for an interview as well. get to hear some of his stories. Ron, 80 years old, running 3-packs. Good for you, Ron. I can't run a 3-pack anymore, ever. Um,
You gotta love Ron.
so
I had Ron for uh, training session for an hour, I think. I mean, I told him he shocked me with his shots.
it's
It's
amazing, right?
yeah, it's what do you say? It's over 80, and he shoots like well, I could
Yep.
hardly
God
believe
bless
it. But
him.
I thought to myself, well, what I'm gonna help him with. I mean, should be the other way around. It's got an amazing stroke, and just shows that. I mean, you put up on the Ride 9 Tour very young players and middle age as me, hopefully, and Ron. So there's no limit in proof, and Ron is he's a living proof that at that age, play like any pro player. He's amazing, and he's a really great guy. Had really fun talking to him.
Yeah, we call each other partner, PAHTNAH,
Yeah.
because we've known each other, since the when COVID shut down. We started doing the virtual tournaments,
Mm.
and then we played as partners in virtual stuff. Um, but aside from that, Charles is Charles. Ron is just a really good friend, and he's also our Ride the Nine Tour representative in Florida. I want to also send a shout out to that. Sam, we need one in Minnesota too. Um, so anyway, Charles, is there anything new and exciting coming up that we should know about? Anything that you're going to be participating in? Anything at all?
Well, I've been on a few trips now since the pandemic stopped and they've opened up. So I had some shows and gonna have one soon close by in Sweden. And it's really great to see people again, meet them, help the kids with the practice and technique. And well, so it opens up, and I'm gonna keep doing my the sessions through Ride 9 Tour, and well, just keep doing what I love to do. So I haven't
Gotcha.
any big travel plans at the moment. So we have well, we're getting more and more problems with the war just east of it. It's spreading here now. Well, now we have to watch the water after periscopes and unusual waves, as they wrote in the papers. So it's well, you can't plan too much nowadays.
Yeah, it's really sad. It seems like it's one thing after another, right?
Yeah, and then the Ukrainians are pouring in from Poland. They get to Poland and they get to Sweden, and so we gotta help them out. So we help them to have a place to stay, and well, it's kind of messy around this part of Europe at the moment.
Well, our prayers are with you for sure. And we're with Ukraine. Uh, so yeah, we hope that everything dies down soon. Just everything that's been going on. It's been absolutely
And
crazy.
so
Um,
this is perfect to just ease your mind when I'm at the table. It's nothing else. It's just me and on the table.
yeah, yeah, a lot of fun. Oh, Carly came in. Hi, Carly, Gloria, and Carly. Carly's from UK. When you play tournaments, Charles, do you have? We got to put this up here on the. When you play tournaments, Charles, do you have a distinct? My mouse isn't is not allowing me to click on there. Advantage because you are an artistic artist on the table. So, do you think? she's asking basically if you have an upper hand because you may know how to massage better or jump better than the average pool player.
Well, we don't massage much. I haven't done that much in tournaments. The jumps, of course, it's an advantage to handle that well. But well, we can. I can find some shots, maybe not really normal to normal players, but I wouldn't say I have the upper hand with the special shots that really comes in. Hard to say. I've done a few weird things in tournaments before, and it's fun. You know, it's to please the audience. Sometimes you have to try something special.
Yeah, I did watch a couple of, and by the way, everybody, if you look in the comments section, it should be pinned to the bottom. A bunch of Iwan Simonis stuff. As I said, we have our sponsors here, and we have a one-click on our RT9T.com. But also in that same area where the comments are pinned, please go to Charles's YouTube channel and his and I hope I have the right ones up there, and his Facebook page. And please go over and follow and like. And if you see something that you think is good for YouTube, save it, download it for yourself. And please be sure to help support Charles in any way that you possibly can. I mean, he does all these great things. He interacts with people. We're giving away our second session. People have been asking me, why aren't you giving them away? You promised 2 a month. And the reason is because life happens. And if, Charles is working extra late, or his family will always come first, then we do what we can to appease the community. Charles is always helping the community in every way that he can, and he's ultra personal. As Ron said, I really enjoyed my session with Charles. It's because Charles is engaging, interacting, positive, and what pool really needs when it comes to moving in the right direction. His attitude is positive. He doesn't blame anyone for his misses, and his bloopers are. Charles, do you have a YouTube video strictly for bloopers?
I have some on Facebook. I don't think I posted anything on YouTube, but I do have on the Facebook page.
Okay.
I've got hit like everywhere, and the worst injury I got, it was on an exhibition a bit up north Sweden. I had to take a chance and kind of missed, so I the cue ball hit me here on just on on the lip, and I thought, well, it did hurt a bit, but no problem. So I continued to talk, and as I set up and continued talking, I felt how the lip starts to get bigger. Yeah. So then I had problems to speak, and well, it's well, it's a fun thing too. So well, I don't use YouTube for bloopers. It's Facebook and Instagram, and the thing I focus on most now is the through Ride Night Tour, the sessions and the instructional videos. And,
yes.
It's a lot of mental things, and then I have to keep the time down, so I try to squeeze it in as much as possible. Many asks why how they can get rid of the nervousness in tournaments before matches. And that's a pretty common question, and I had my routine. I never watched players who I was going to meet. So some players, they They study and watch their opponents. If you have, let's say you're going to meet the winner of a match and you check them both out. But the problem is you're just going to get nervous because your match is coming up. The time will go down, and when your match is up and as they finish their game, you find your opponent and then you start just building a game after the opponent. If you see him hammering balls, then, well, you can play kind of defensive to keep his pace down, but then you lose your own game. And you have to play your own game because that's what you practice.
Right.
So I was never in the pool hall in tournaments. I was outside, just walking around. And when my match was up, then, well, I went inside and played. So that's why so I can put focus on my own game.
Yeah, those are two of my questions. One of them was how to handle anxiety, but you've kind of talked about that already. Basically, pay no attention to your opponent because it's anyone's game at any given time. And the stronger your mental game is by not watching your opponent and not allowing your mind to intimidate yourself, the better off you are. So, pre-shot routine. Do you have a pre-shot routine that you're set to? I know you use a lot of chalk.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's my pre-shot routine. I do play pretty fast, and that's my
Right.
way. I approach and have the same pre-shot routine, and when I aim and shoot, I kind of don't have to shoot straight in since I use a spin on basically all shots. So I need to have the right feel for the day, and the balls go in. And as I said, it's I don't recommend a beginner to play that way, but that's the way I taught myself. So I don't have to start with the pendulum like 5 or 10 times. I just approach a line and feel the shot and shoot.
So
That's,
you don't line everything up completely. You don't step into your shot perfectly. It's just
now,
this is just what you just have your own way of doing things. Like we said, what works for you.
only when I have to play a center shot. If it's a long dead straight shot, I have to make a stop shot. Then I will try to go down a bit, and then I have to aim just a little long. But otherwise, it's just feel. So that's my worst nightmare. It's long dead straight shot. That's I need a little angle. So,
I
so that,
also want to say thank you to the practice room jointed queue for sending some likes my way. Just a quick thank you. So let me go back down the bottom here. And Carly, I really appreciate Carly McGee. Um, so, yeah. So with that being said, um, we're getting ready to wrap up. Charles and I, when we get on together, we can definitely fill a couple of. We could probably run like a 64 player tournament in the time that we would both stop wanting to talk.
yeah,
um, uh, I remember our first interview. Remember when we first interviewed uh, the uh, the uh, the voice didn't come through properly. The second interview, I had like the flu or something of that nature. I couldn't
yeah.
talk. I was
I,
sick. I was sick for like 5 days, and I got on, and I was. That's one of the first times anybody ever seen me drink water before, and I was like talking. My voice was even worse than it is now. Um, and then right after that, I remember doing a video. I was like, oh my god, I interviewed Charles Lakey, and it was like the start of many like bigger, you know, big interviews, I should say. Um, but Charles, I know I was not as nervous as I was excited about it. Um, uh, so let's see. So we talked about advice that you can give somebody. We talked about fundamentals. We talked about your pre-shot routine. We talked about the mental toughness and mindset. We talked about people not believing in you and having to believe in yourself. We talked about the fact that you should try never to prove someone wrong, but to just show yourself that you can do it, which goes back to believing in yourself, because you're wasting energy by showing other people, look at what I could do. Look what I could do. So that's when like ego takes over. Um, Charles and I have even talked a couple of times behind the scene, and he's helped me out with some things. Um, uh, so uh, we had to we rescheduled our 6:30 to 8 o'clock, um, and we're trying, like I said, some new things here with the show. Hopefully we'll get our views coming back up. Uh, if you want, Charles is also on RT9T.com, and his info is there. So if you want to schedule a session with Charles, you still teach for sessions, and then you can PM him with any with if you wanna set up something, a price on that. Um, oh, Carlos, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Says Sunshine, keep up the good work. I don't know if he's talking to you, Charles, or me, but I'm gonna just go with me. Can I take this one?
Yeah, you can take it.
Okay.
I can take a little.
Charles, what?
I can take a little of it.
All right. You know
I,
what? I'll split 70-30. How's that?
that's okay.
Okay. All right.
If I can just a small ad with coaching sessions through Ride Night Tour. Not everyone has access to a table and can like do video sessions, or so it is possible. I do think if I can choose myself for my personal best strength, it would be the mental thing. I don't get nervous really. I have my way, and in the coaching sessions, it can also mean that someone just want to talk how to handle tournaments, practice, how to lay up the program for, well, succeeding as stepping up to be a better player. That's okay too. So just want to add, it is not necessary to have a table and queue. So it's good with talk as well, because a lot of things is in the head, just about everything.
Yeah, we talked about.
So,
I talk about probably every interview about the left, 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 right, left, and if your mind's saying left, your foot's moving left, and
yeah,
that's the coordination. So if you're indecisive on a shot, and I just like, for me, I know that this not now, but this was one of my weakest parts of my game, is when I was indecisive. I recognized that my mind and my muscle memory were not in sync. And if your
yeah.
mind and what you want to execute is still unsure, your mind can't tell your arm what to do. So it's like pick up the water, but you really don't want to. Well, should I? I'm a little bit nervous. People see me drinking water. It puts like
I
a
know.
like a wrench in it.
Yeah,
So it's like so.
I have a saying in that just that problem. I usually do it on pictures, and I write it as it is. You have to merge your heart and your brain, and be your strongest ally, not the worst nightmare.
Merge your
So
heart and your brain and be a strong what?
you have to
Strongest
be
ally.
your strongest ally.
Ally. Oh, yeah, yeah,
Ally,
yes. Yeah,
ally.
yeah.
Yeah.
Got you,
Not,
got you.
not, yeah, the strongest ally, and not the worst enemy.
Yeah, you
So
know what? Yeah, that makes sense. Commit to yourself. Commit to your shot. Commit to your commit to yourself, meaning
yeah,
believe in yourself. Yeah, so really all goes back to that.
yeah.
Um uh Charles, do you have any exhibitions? I mean, now it's just so difficult with like everything that's going on. But do you have any exhibitions, or did you have any exhibitions coming up that may still come up in the future? You don't have to tell us where, but I've seen some of your exhibitions. I believe just on Facebook, you put something up, a link here and there. If you guys
Yeah,
actually want to see Charles in an exhibition, feel free. Charles, maybe you could post an exhibition or two. I was watching them. I think it was about a week ago or so. Um,
yeah. The
is
thing is, it's opening up, but then to post exhibitions from where I am with my own camera, then I have to expose people. And in Sweden, we have kind of laws against posting other people's picture without their approval, and so that's why it's just short clips and trying to keep people out of the
yeah,
picture. So it's
yeah.
I can't disagree. A lot of people maybe maybe they don't want anyone to know they're in the pool hall, but where I don't.
Yeah, yeah, like,
But,
honey, I'm going over to John's house to watch the game, and then
yeah,
all,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden, there they are with Charles Lakey sitting
yeah,
down having some brewskis. Cheers.
yeah,
Yeah, and then they have and then the wife owns the house. It's it's pretty
yeah,
much that easy.
yeah.
um,
We'll see. As for now, I'm just paying back the things I didn't get when I was starting up to play, and I give it back today to kids today. So I do some free exhibitions, free practice. I always stay 3 hours after every exhibition and practice with the kids and help them with technique. And well, everyone wants to beat me in 8 ball, so well, I have to attend to that. So.
gotcha. And
Yeah,
you do have a family. Charles does post on his personal page a lot. He has family, and he has this really awesome shot that he dedicated to his son Timmy, right?
yeah,
It's the
yeah,
heart shot, and now I see it like all over the place. Everyone, when Charles did it, like everyone started to do it. It was all over. It was like, like a challenge. Charles didn't
yeah,
even mean it as a challenge. He meant it as, something that he dedicated to his son.
yeah,
But yeah, I can't do it. No.
yeah.
Um,
You can.
Never mind coming off like 17 rails and doing it. I can't do it from
Yeah,
like there to there. But that's okay, because this
yeah,
is what I do. I'm behind the scenes, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, to take people and bring them to where they belong. As I said, we're trying some new things. Our views are definitely different from where they were before this, but we're still loving it. Um, uh, so, Charles, before we wind down, we wanted to talk about two things. I wanted to talk about having you on Women in Pool, and we did agree that Charles could go on Women in Pool. I do have to consult with the panel. Should he wear red lipstick and a skirt? So
well,
Charles has agreed.
well. You didn't say anything about lipstick.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, wait, maybe I did not. Okay, so just a skirt. Then we have to go with the pencil skirt because you are tall. Okay?
Yeah, I am. Well, I'm gonna get reported. Yeah, it's gonna be. You know, the thing Putin does in Russia, that's nothing compared to this one. This is. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, all right, I
Yeah,
won't consult with the panel anymore. But we did have a joke about that. We were talking about that before we came
yeah,
on here. It's a joke. Everybody, please don't get anything in a bunch. It's seriously just a joke.
yeah.
Um, I have some people coming here through here.
I
Uh,
think the group. I think the group is great. Woman in pool. It's what pool needs.
Thank you.
Definitely.
I just came up with it, and I said, you know what? I really think that we should have a women's perspective. There are shows out there with men constantly,
Yeah,
and I get called sexist now and all of these nice words, but I've kind of let a lot of it just roll off my back, because I think to myself, if men can have shows, why can't women? And if they think that it's sexist, then they don't have to watch it.
Yeah, I would.
It's really that easy.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
It is.
I'm not trying to chase anybody away, but I'm just saying if you do feel that way, I accept, you know, how you feel, and there's plenty of other things to watch, like Charles's videos. Um, uh, so anyway, we're gonna wrap up here, but if you have any questions, feel free to put them out beforehand, because it's like 3 o'clock in the morning where Charles is now, just about 3, right, Charles?
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is.
I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he juggles family, the pool, the sponsors. I have no clue. Uh, so let's see if we have anything else. It doesn't look like it. We're gonna go back to a couple of other things. Uh, so I'm gonna go through the people who have commented really quickly. So we're gonna give away. You can't comment now; it's too late. You can comment, but it doesn't count. So we have Carlos, and then we have Carly. Hi, Carly. And then we'll just call the practice room over at Jointed Q. And they can give that away to whomever they want. We have Ron. Let's see, who else do we have? I don't want to miss anybody. Kurt, am I missing anybody? Tony Russell.
Yeah,
I don't think that Tony Russell's going to take it. I think he would just take it to just talk to Charles.
You got Carly, right?
Okay, I got Carly. All right.
Sam Howell.
Sam. Oh my God, Sam would kill me if I forgot him. He would swear.
You got Ron.
I got Ron. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Carlos is 1, 2 is Carly, 3 is Johnny Q, 4 is Ron, 5 is Tony, and 6 is Sam. What I'm going to do is I'm going to back out of this. And what?
You want to do that? Or?
Yeah, sure. I backed out of it already, but go ahead. Can you say it?
Okay, Google. Pick a random number between 1 and 6. 5.
Tony Russell. So Tony Russell has a 30-minute coaching session with Charles Lakey. If Tony does not want it, he can gift it to someone, or he can give it back, and he can gift it to someone, or he can give it back, and I will redraw, omitting that number. But I thought that was that's nice. You know, Charles definitely has a little bit more time now, so we'll be back to doing that. And Charles, I want to say, oh, you're very welcome, Ron. You're very welcome. He's such a sweetie. Yeah, I know. Charles, I want to thank you again for being part of Iwan Simonis Ride the 9 tour, and thank you for being a friend, and thank you for being a strong ambassador to the sport itself, not just to the tour but to the sport, engaging with different people, and thanks for the bloopers.
Thank you.
Show us that everybody's human. What's the? I have to ask this one question before I go. What's the worst, aside from that lip? What's the worst thing that's ever happened during pool? Like, it could be like you ruining your cloth or your slate, or you like popping a table off the ball, popping a ball off the table and hitting somebody dead in the head. You're very welcome, Carly. What's the worst thing that you could think of that happened? No names mentioned, of course, but.
Well, it wasn't worse. It was pretty funny. I did one of those rail jumps at the pool hall. I just shot from one short way to another and catch it in the air. And this one went really high, so I couldn't reach it. So it flew over me and up where people sat and ate. And one person, he had ordered fries and a hamburger and had a lot of ketchup on the fries, and the cube landed right in his fries. So I had to go around up on the where Saturn 8 and said, "Do you have my like cue ball?" so, so it was there, and I said, "I'm really sorry," and it was full with ketchup and salt, and well, that was kind of embarrassing, really, because I have to buy him a new plate with fries. So,
But
so that's
wait, just the fries, not the hamburger?
the hamburgers was okay. It's just the fries. I mean, I wasn't that old and didn't have so much money, so well.
So he gets half
He
of
got some
it.
new fries. Yeah. So
Oh my
it
god. I put you on the spot there, but I had to ask because I figured it would be something really funny.
it's a lot of things. I hit myself on the absolute worst place a guy can be hit.
Oh.
And, it's a lot of things, but that one with the ketchup on the cue ball, I think that was the one I found the funniest myself. Really. So,
And the one where you
Not funny at the time,
no,
but
well, no, that's probably so embarrassing. But the one where you hit yourself, that is not in a blooper shot, I hope. Please, we'll keep that one. That's in the vault.
I do have it on the computer at home, and it's actually twice on two different tables. And well, I'll see if I can find it. And,
no.
I'll post them on right now too.
All right,
That's fine.
you'd get so many views on that. That would be incredible. That would probably be the most viewed video.
So now I know why I don't want to play in skirt. So. No. But well, you have to see the fun in it, and well, a lot
not
of
at that time.
No, maybe not that time. It was kind of short, weird, because that's not what you expect when you try to eat and watch pool, and the cube comes. Well, that's
I'm sure.
Just one time, just one time.
I remember sitting there with my opponent one day, and I have this like very like people think that I'm really cranky to begin with, but they've never seen me in a match. So when I sit there, I don't really pay much attention to my opponent. I just kind of I don't want to give them any well, look, she's watching me run out. So I just sit there. This is basically my face. It's not very inviting. But I remember sitting there one day, and I was sitting and I'm not really paying too much attention, and all of a sudden I hear clunk, and then I felt this right here.
Yeah.
Right here, dead smack center. I don't know how many miles an hour that cue ball came off the table, but I saw. I'm wearing a unicorn shirt right now, everybody. I saw unicorns, stars. I saw everything. I saw it went from seeing one chair and one table to like 14 of each.
Yeah.
And that was not my fault, but I'd rather have hit somebody. Cranky, no, makes people nervous with their confidence, yes. But I will tell you that I would rather buy somebody a hamburger, sirloin tips, fries any day of the week than be hit in the head right there. And for like a week, it looked like I had a bindi, you know, the red dot.
Yeah.
Because it was dead there. And yes, I do have pictures, and no one will ever see my bindi. That's what I say. No one will ever see my bindi.
Okay.
It's quite embarrassing. Okay. Unicorns are dangerous. Who's writing this from the Jointed Queue? Is that Jay? Katie? Who is that? Is that Sean? So that gotta be Sean. So anyway, the unicorn shirt, Brad. Everybody leave my unicorn shirt alone. I love my unicorn shirt. It's priceless. It's at Old Navy for like $4. All right. So Charles, is there anything that you'd like to leave us with? In all sincerity, is there anything that you'd like to leave us with for the 15th time before we go?
Well, just have fun when you play. And for those who are filled with anxiety for the tournaments, well, you have to ask yourself why you're there. So it's for the fun. It's not for the anxiety. So just relax and play the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really, really, you know what? That really makes so much sense, Charles. Thank you. I appreciate it. Dana. I don't know Dana. Hi, Dana. How are you? Charles, this is really putting you on the spot. And if the answer is no, then no. Would you be able to do one trick shot or do one shot or do something just so we could see you in action really quickly? And because I've never seen you live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can set something up next time.
Okay. All right. That
time.
sounds good. All right. So
Yeah.
next time, everybody, Charles is going to do something. That way he has some time to unicorns are dangerous. No, cue balls are dangerous when you're sitting in front of the break point. Move over to the side. So Charles will put something together next time, and I think I want to have Charles on again. Charles, would you come back to us in about maybe 2 months or something like that?
Absolutely.
And maybe, how about this? Maybe you and I can even have a ghost match. I'm not nervous. You and I, how about that? I'm going to challenge you right here.
What if I get nervous? I get nervous.
Well, it's out there, you know. It's out there. If Charles doesn't want to lose, I do understand. You know, he has talked the talk, but can he walk the walk? I know I'm going to get in trouble for this once I get off. My phone's not working anymore. But no, seriously. So Charles is going to show us something live. And if we end up having a challenge match of sorts, and I will personally sign a dollar bill to anyone that Charles tells me to, that I like enough, and I will send it to it and say that Charles whooped me in challenge match. I'll even send it to Charles so he could put it right back there on his wall and zoom in on it every now and then. You know, maybe make that part of his in cooperation with Ride the 9 tour, and then he can have the dollar bill come up on there. Charles, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And next time, maybe we'll script a little bit instead of just going off the cuff. What about anxiety when you're watching your favorite player as a spectator from nothing. Carly, I don't think Charles can give us any advice on that, aside from grab some wine or a beer. That's about it. Me, I go straight to the Pringles. That's just me, though. I think she's talking about Kelly, if you ask me. I think. Are you talking about Kelly, Carly?
Yeah. Talking about Kelly, Carly.
All right. Here we go, everybody. We are going to say goodnight. I'm going to take off my war paint, and Charles is going to try and get. Are you going to practice now, Charles, or go to sleep?
Well, I have to get up at 6 a.m. a couple of hours. I have to take care of the kids. They're going to school, and I like to sit and eat breakfast with my kids. So that's kind of the highlight of the day, to meet the kids when they wake up and have some breakfast, and then I'll go sleep.
All right.
So yeah, that's number one for me. So I can stay up 48 hours just to have that breakfast with kids. So.
Wow, that's a really beautiful. In all sincerity, that's a really beautiful thing, I have to say.
But I am tired.
I'm waiting for Charles's face to go right into the phone, or for me to hear a big thump. All right, Charles. And everybody who doesn't like my unicorn shirt, here it is again. Talks about sparkling. See? What does it say there, Kurt?
It says sparkle.
No, up here. Find your
Inner sparkle.
Find your
There
inner
you go.
sparkle.
Find your inner sparkle.
Do you agree with that, Charles? Find your inner sparkle.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
There you go. Minnesota goodbye. 17 times. Was that 17 or 18? We
That was
said so
probably
long.
18.
18, 19.
There we
Why don't we
go.
go for 20? Yeah, so we'll see you guys soon. We have an action match coming up. And hopefully you guys will tune in for that. We're gonna have a females action match. So this is gonna be really, really a lot of fun. Charles, thank you so much. I'll let Tony know about the Tony. I know Tony's just not going to take it, but I'll let him know. Curtis is giving me an attitude right now. I'm gonna. Why don't you come over and say hi, Kurt? Say hi. Say smile a little bit. See, now he's all smiley. You stay right there. Bye, Carly. Carly and I always kiss goodbye. Charles, in all sincerity, be safe. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy your breakfast with your family, and be safe with all that's going on around there. Please.
Yeah, thanks.
We need you in this industry. So, and we'll talk to you sometime in the near future.
Yep.
All
definitely.
right. Okay.
Bye.
So long, Charles.
Hello. Bye.